There's a version of you that already has the life you're chasing. The money, the body, the peace of mind. And the distance between you and that version is not what you think. It's not discipline. It's not hustle. It's not some secret morning routine. It's the image you hold of yourself right now, in this exact moment. And today I'm going to show you, using neuroscience, why that image is the only thing that matters. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is about one thing: becoming the most dangerous version of yourself. Not dangerous to others, dangerous to mediocrity. Dangerous to the old patterns that have been running your life on autopilot. Today we're going deep into the neuroscience of self-image. And I mean deep. Not the surface level, believe in yourself nonsense. I'm talking about the actual neural mechanisms that keep you trapped in a version of yourself you've outgrown. In 1960, a plastic surgeon named Maxwell Maltz noticed something disturbing. He'd perform surgery on patients, fix their noses, smooth their scars, and many of them would come back and say, "I still look the same." Objectively, their faces had changed, but their internal image of themselves had not. Maltz realized that the human mind operates not based on reality, but based on a self-image, a mental blueprint of who you believe yourself to be. Here's where it gets scientific. Your brain has a system called the Reticular Activating System, the RAS. Think of it as a filter. Every second, your brain processes about 11 million bits of sensory information, but your conscious mind can only handle roughly 50 bits per second. So the RAS decides what gets through. And what determines the filter? Your self-image. If you believe you're someone who always struggles with money, your RAS will literally filter out opportunities. You won't see them, not because they're not there, but because they don't match the image. This isn't motivation. This is neuroscience. Here's a concept that changed my entire perspective. Your self-image operates like a thermostat. If you set a thermostat to 72 degrees and the room gets too hot, the AC kicks in. Too cold, the heater fires up. It always returns to 72. Your self-image works the same way. You have an internal setting for how much success you're allowed to have, how much love you deserve, how much money feels normal. When you start exceeding that setting, making more money, getting in better shape, attracting better relationships, something inside you begins to self-sabotage. Not because you're broken, because your internal thermostat is pulling you back to what it considers normal. This is why lottery winners go broke. This is why people leave relationships that are too good. This is why you keep ending up in the same situations with different faces. The neuroscience behind this involves the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala. When you behave in ways that contradict your self-image, the amygdala registers a threat, literally. Your brain treats success that doesn't match your identity as a form of danger. So the question becomes, how do you reset the thermostat? There are 3 methods I found that actually work. Not just feel good, but create structural changes in the neural pathways of your brain. Method 1. Environmental identity priming. Your environment constantly reinforces who you believe yourself to be. The people around you, the music, the content you consume, all of it feeds your self-image. Neuroscience shows that mirror neurons fire when we observe others. You literally simulate the neural states of the people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by people who are stagnant, your brain is rehearsing stagnation. The fix is deliberate. Curate your environment like your life depends on it, because neurologically, it does. Method 2. Identity-based visualization. Most people visualize outcomes. The car, the house, that's fine, but it misses the point. Research from the University of Chicago showed that mental rehearsal of motor tasks activated the same neural regions as physical practice. But the visualization must be identity-based, not outcome-based. Don't visualize having the body. Visualize being the person who naturally takes care of their body. Don't visualize the bank account. Visualize being the type of man who makes powerful financial decisions. The shift is subtle, but neurologically massive. Method 3. The Identity Evidence Journal. Every night, write down 3 things you did that day that a future version of you would do. Even small things. I chose water over soda. I read for 20 minutes instead of scrolling. I said no to something that didn't align. What this does is provide your RAS with new evidence. You're literally retraining your brain's filter to notice and then seek behaviors that match the new self-image. Within 30 to 60 days of consistent evidence, your brain begins to accept the new image as the default. The thermostat resets. Now here's where most self-image work fails, and this is the part nobody talks about. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the parts of yourself you've disowned, the anger, the ambition, the sexuality, the parts you were told were too much. Your self-image isn't just built on what you believe about yourself. It's built on what you've rejected about yourself. And those rejected parts don't disappear. They go underground. They become the invisible ceiling. The work, the real work, is integration. Acknowledging those parts. Sitting with the discomfort. Not becoming them, but reclaiming the energy they've been stealing from you. We'll go deep on shadow work in future videos. For now, know this. You cannot build a new self-image on top of an unexamined foundation. Here's what I want you to take from this. You are not stuck. You're just operating from an outdated blueprint. The science is clear. Your brain is neuroplastic. It can change. It will change. But only if you give it a new image to organize around. Start tonight. Write down who you are becoming. 3 evidence points every night. And watch what happens when your brain starts to believe it. If this resonated, subscribe. I'm going to be releasing more content like this, content that sits at the intersection of philosophy, neuroscience, and real inner transformation. You don't need to fix yourself, you need to update the image. I'll see you in the next one.